Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back. I'm so glad to have you here. I hope that you enjoy the subject that I'm bringing up. Interesting, and it creates some dialogue, something to think about, right? Something to consider. I think we're from all different walks of life, so we're also going to have different opinions on this. But I was driving my daughter to an appointment today, and we had the radio on, and that's what sparked this video to you all, this content. And it was the announcer, the DJ, was talking about Wolfgang Porsche. He's that billionaire executive, and he is from the Porsche vehicle dynasty. And this man, right, he's divorcing his wife, and the reason for it is because she has dementia. And her attitude and I guess her temperament and personality have changed because of this dementia. And I'm listening to it and I'm like, I'm amazed. And everybody's from a different era, right, and age, and of course, definitely social economics and all of that. Now, we're talking about a billionaire, and it isn't like he's a young person. I think if I remember what they were saying, I think he might be like in his 70s, not too sure, but I think he's in his 70s. And it got me thinking, right? I'm in my 50s, I'm married, and I remember when vows were valued. When you got married, you said your vows. And part of those vows was, I believe, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. And I want to title this, Till Death Do Us Part, or Until It's No Longer Convenient. That's the subject, right? This man, I feel, is no longer convenient for him to be married to this woman. So he wants to go ahead and he wants to divorce her. And it sounds like he's going to keep her comfortable and everything. But he's moved in with their longtime friend, who's 59 years old. So he wants to go on with his life, which is totally understandable. Like, I totally understand that as a vibrant man who still has all his faculties, who wants to live his life, that he wants to go on with that part of his life. He wants to be fulfilled in different areas that maybe his wife currently is unable to. But again, it goes back to till death do us part, or till it's no longer convenient. Because it's no longer convenient for him to be inconvenienced that way, right? We know that for most people, when their spouses pass away or go through something like this, that they hang in there, and unfortunately, when the person passes away, then they go on with their lives, right? And a perfect example that I had in my life was my parents. My dad started to get Alzheimer's, dementia, I want to say at least 3 years before he passed. And my mom's always been really, really sickly. She had asthma really bad. So throughout their marriage, my dad had to do a lot of the caregiving sometimes. When she had those flare-ups and she was like really sick, she spent a lot of time in the hospital. I mean, we were 4 kids, so growing up, there was a lot on his shoulders that he had to deal with. So I remember when the time came that my dad was having dementia and Alzheimer's, we were telling my mom, like, you need to put him in a nursing home because this is too much for you. But I can't say that almost to the very end of his life, she was the main caregiver. She took care of him. Nobody else did. We didn't step in for that. We helped her where we could here and there. Well, mostly my siblings, who were closer to the area where they lived, helped them more. But she was there, even in her sickness. When she couldn't even get up, she was still there taking care of him. And he lived with her up to, I want to say, 3 months before he passed. Like, when they were finally doing the transition, that he was going to go ahead and try to get into a nursing home and all of that. He got sick. It was during COVID. And he was taken out of the home, and he was in the hospital and everything. And then he went right from the hospital to hospice, because really there was nobody there to take care of him in the hospital like my mother was taking care of him. And he declined rapidly. Okay, but the whole point of the story is my mom never gave up on him. No matter how sick she was herself, She kept going. So here's this billionaire that has all this money, and because he wants to go on with his life. And it's just so sad, like, for people, regardless of their social economics, to feel like if it's not convenient, I don't want to do it anymore. And marriage has become this, where I don't want to work at it anymore. So it's just not convenient. So I'm just going to get rid of it and move on to the next one. And I think it's sad. I think it's sad that we don't realize that the people that make a commitment to us, and the love that we pledge to one another, it's important. It should be valued, and you should work hard for it. And I understand, again, don't get me wrong, I understand that you're not gonna just sacrifice everything, right? And it's so different for a man than it is for a woman. But I just wanted to tell you that staggering amount, or the staggering number of people with dementia worldwide, it happens to be 55 million. 55 million, according to the World Health Organization. So the potential for me and you, especially, in individuals that have that medical history already in their family, is very high when you look at how many people are already exposed to this. So would you want your loved one to be like, I'm going to divorce you because it's just too much trouble to take care of you and I want to go on with my life? That sucks, And I really want to see what you think. Comment, please let me know. Thank you for sharing with me this time, and tuning in and just hearing the subject. And again, is it till death do us part, or until it's convenient? Something to think about, even in our own lives. If you're married or thinking of entering into marriage, these are things I think nowadays you have to really discuss. It's not just assumed anymore that your spouse is going to be there to take care of you, or that they're going to want to. Maybe before you walk down the aisle, you want to have those conversations. Have a great one. Till next time.